Hello YouTube, this is Dabmar1079 bringing you another World of Warship video. At the time of this recording, I had just gotten done with Tulsa in a little bit of research for Colorado. And you might be asking yourself, why am I doing another Colorado's video? Well, the first one was Battleship West Virginia, which is in her pre-Pearl Harbor configuration. Or you could say Washington Naval Treaty era one, where she needed extensive refit to where she looked like more of California. Colorado here never did. I'll tell you why a minute after a nice little overview of her. Alright, let's just go over the brief little thing. And the reason why I'm also doing this is because, like how I just got Tulsa, today at the time of this recording, I also had gotten, as you can see, Popeyes as a camouflage for a commander, and also that of the skin. We'll go over a few things, pretty much. Her stats. Her win rates with me. Her armor layout, pretty much nothing, because he technically is a standard type battleship, the last of them. And you can see a brief little bio. Ignore that 4 entered service, 4 never did enter service, only 3 due to the Washington Naval Treaty. Much like if the Iowas, it says 6, yes, there were 6 authorized, only 4 completed. I believe it was Kentucky that was pretty much built up to the main deck, but then they decided to scrap her after they took off the front hull section for, I think it was New Jersey. But yes, as you can see, she's an old ship. Pretty much with me, you can tell how old I've had these ships I've had due to the flag on them. I have the first year flag, so that's how long I've had her. So pretty much, let's just stop the ramble and go into battle with her. Pretty much, her history. There's more to her history more than Tulsa, but not by much. Apparently, yes, she's a Washington Naval era treaty battleship. Well, prior to that, she's what got her in the Nagato class is what got the British the Nelson's class, and also that of did hear just by watching the video, which I'll put a link down in the description below for the video I just watched about her. She had a little career to where she was a flagship. She stood at the front of the fleet at times, and she was the newest of a class and the most powerful at the time, and actually was one of a handful. I forgot about that. That scared me for a second. I didn't know where that was coming from, but I forgot. Yeah, it's Popeye. He talks. But as I was saying, she was one of a handful of American battleships that actually was not anywhere damaged at Pearl Harbor. And I have to know just by hearing it. Darn, I was kind of hoping it was the Popeye whistle. But yes, I believe the New York class battleships and the, I believe, Wyoming class, if they were still in service. No, they were gone, I think, maybe. Yeah, no, they were still around, some of them, and one of the Florida class battleships, the actual Florida-class battleships, were still around. And her, since she went back to stateside to get a little upgrade since she was war-torn. Unlike her sister ships Maryland and West Virginia that got destroyed at Pearl Harbor, this one didn't, so this one got a little bit, but she never got the massive upgrades. At pretty much you're seeing is her peak upgrade specifications by the end of the war. And pretty much she had a few little skirmishes. I'll just tell you all pretty much in the standard, in the AI bit, because there's not much really. For her, I saw, had a bunch of 6-inch holes put into her at the Battle of Tinia against a Japanese installation, I guess. She also, since she was one of only a few heavy hitters in the Navy at the time, since I think at the time, since there's only 2 North Carolina class battleships, and I know North Carolina was constantly having vibration issues, so they had to fix her a ton, so but they were probably out there, and I think some of the South Dakota class were just coming online. I'm not sure 100% on that, probably why they kept her, but pretty much they kept her on the Pacific coast around California and all that to give a protection shield, I guess you could say, for the American people. Like, if the Japanese won't dare come near this actual American mainland, as long as a old battleship was only was by herself is out there. But yeah, she did fight off and on. Like I said, Battle of Tinia, had a bunch of 6-inch holes put in her, so she got repairs. And more anti-aircraft guns. Got attacked by a few kamikazes, nothing major, unlike her sister ship Maryland. That actually went back and got a full refit that she had Congress, I guess, Congress or the Navy had planned for her.
I'm Popeye strong. We've almost won.
At the time. But in my Navy book, the only major engagement she was ever at was in April 1945, between April 1st and June 21st, was at the Battle of Okinawa, where, of course, since she was an older unit, they didn't care, since all the Iowa class were there, or available South Dakota class, North Carolina class were there, pretty much in the Pacific, so who cared if a old 16-inch ship that didn't really have the much money put into her for upgrading her was around. So she was there. And funny enough, unlike most ships, especially ones that were refit, she actually stayed around into the 1950s until they stricken her and scrapped her. And for her not being as upgraded as Maryland and as West Virginia was, surprised that they didn't actually use her in the bomb testing at Bikini Atoll. But pretty much that's the history of Colorado. The only other thing I can put in it is technically it's called the Colorado class, but Maryland was laid down first. So you can call her the Maryland class or the Colorado class.
We sent that battleship to the briny deep.
Either or, I guess you could say. The only thing I guess now for history is technically Popeye the Sailor Man. I only know a few things about Popeye. His father is Poop Beck. It's literally his name. Popeye was so ugly he abandoned him. Pretty much in this update you get the choice of the flags, Popeye or Bluno, which though those have been rivals forever from anything, they actually were in World War II, even going against like, who can get out the most warships to help the war effort, much like a lot of other cartoon characters. Daffy Duck annoying the Nazis, and it was one of them. Popeye and Bluno were pumping out warships, even though Popeye won. Popeye's been in plenty of cartoons. Gotten ticked off at his person who animated him to where he punched him from the cartoon, from the scrolled world to the real world. Plenty of cartoons. As well, him by himself fighting Bluno and a few other ones that you can go and watch on YouTube to this day. Also, I guess the only man that can be literally is inspired a whole generation of children to eat their spinach because of how strong Popeye gets. As far as I know, he's been around since the 30s. Since I guess the early 30s, I believe Popeye's been around, so he's probably just as old as the Colorado class itself. Or actually a little bit older than the Colorado class. Of course, as he goes, Popeye the Sailor, he's actually a sailor. The only continuities I can see him in besides his cartoons is, of course, the internet thing also on YouTube known as Death Battle. And his movie only in still the drawing stage, I guess you could say, with all voice acted work and everything, to the boot. Which, actually this, I want to see how many people think in the comments below which movie you would have rather seen. A modern take on Popeye that actually looked pretty good from his trailer. I'll put a link to that in the description below as well. Or how many of you enjoyed the movie that passed him up, which was the Emoji Movie. Of course, now let's go off to standard battle. So I looked up all the history to Colorado, but I did not think to look up the history, sadly, of Popeye. But pretty much anything I can find, like I'll put the link in the description for the video I watched. Sorry about that. Loud noise was coming around the corner. Anything. I'll put the link in the description down below for the video I watched for Colorado's history. And I'll put like things that Popeye was in that is new of late. His trailer and his death battle. And let me know in the description or in the comments, which one do you like more? And what did you would like to have seen? Of course, Popeye actually in a movie. And I'm going to think of it also in the comments below. Put me, are you Team Popeye or Team Bluno? Let me know.
Enemy spotted. Get ready to rumble.
And one last thing, and you can put in the comments below.
Can't hide from Popeye.
Out of all the Colorado classes that you can get as of right now, which one's your favorite? The Tier 5 West Virginia or the Tier 6 Colorado? And should they just add the Battleship Maryland just because they should? Just because they have all other sister ships in this game for other battleships. And now I'll focus on the battle now. taking a beating. It looked like it get focus fired on. I definitely see I need to probably
Me
upgrade
trusty Vestal is fixed.
the reverse speed on these guns.
Nice shot, pal. Gangway! The ship be on fire!
Oh, there goes Popeye. Darn, only one out of those four made it. At least the plane did it. It definitely shows I've not played this specific ship in a long time. Guess I need to. But for now, I guess I'm going to leave it off for there. So I want to thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe and hit that bell to notify you anytime that I post a video or go live. And please leave your comments down below and tell me, how'd you like it? Do you prefer West Virginia because you can make your money, or do you prefer Colorado since she's on your way to the last stage of getting Battleship Iowa? Let me know. And also, let me know in the comments below, like I asked about all those other questions. I'm not going to go rambling on about them again, but the one I will say, again,
They
tell
might
me.
be winning, but do not worry. There is always a way.
Quiet, Popeye. Which team are you on? Team Bruno? Team Popeye? Let me know. Or did you get both? If you could. And, you know. But, again, don't want to ramble. I want to thank you all for watching. Once again, please like and subscribe, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya!